Namaskar, I am Gautam Chakraborty. I look after the operation and maintenance of GAIL's pipeline and its process plants sitting at Noida corporate office. Actually, today I think you have heard many things about the process safety and mostly the process plants. Today I am probably the odd man out. I will talk about the pipelines. Actually, I am looking after the natural gas pipelines of GAIL. So I will talk about the pipelines and pipeline safety. So first, pipeline is a very unique one. It is uh, when it when it goes out from your plant premises, you don't have any control over the safety of that particular pipeline. It goes through the barren lands, farmlands, even the industries, even the populated areas. So you don't have any much control about the safety of that particular pipeline. Everything depends on the people who are residing along the pipeline. So it is very difficult to maintain the safety of the pipelines as it is a very unique one. And even the gas pipeline is a little bit more critical at it is a very compressible fluid. Gas is a compressible fluid, so it operates at a very high pressure. Even GAIL's pipeline is operating around 90 bar. So it is a very high pressure pipeline passing through a terrain which having a populations also. So it is a very dangerous situations. If anything happens into those pipelines, it is very difficult to contain. And now the pipeline integrity management comes under the government regulatory control. Means PNGRB is there from 2006 onwards. They are there, so we have to maintain because it is a regulator. So we have to maintain all the necessary codes and standards stipulated by the PNGRB. And then there are IMS, integrity management system. I think PNGRB has already stipulated these IMS documents. We have to abide by these documents. Technology, it is in fact, in last 15 years, technologies in pipeline has emerged a lot. And in previously, if you ask the people, that they will tell that the pipelines which is buried underground, what is there, what you maintain actually the pipelines, because to your information that maintaining the health and integrity of a pipeline is much difficult than in a process plant. Whenever you are there in a process plant, it is in a contained one. You deals with the people, with engineers, technical people who has a knowledge about the your process, the systems which you are handling. But when you talk about the pipeline, it is not within your control, as I have already told. So technology plays a very important role while maintaining the pipeline. So it is very pertinent to mention that you have to adopt technology more and more for maintaining the pipelines. GIS is now one of the major tools which is being used by most of the pipeline industries, whether GAIL or any other pipeline industries which use GIS mapping of their entire pipeline assets. And they generally maintain these particular informations for emergency informations, potential impact radius calculation, network analysis, even the outage managements are also being managed through this GIS platform. So GIS is one of the major tools which is being used extensively by the pipeline industries. Now the pipeline RU surveillance, as I have told that third party intrusion or damage of the pipelines by third party is major challenge for us. So most of the pipeline operators are using their foot patrollings, using helicopter patrolling to monitor their pipeline ROUs. The CCTVs are installed all across their installations to monitor whether any intruder incidents are being happening or not. And then there are some integrated pipeline command and control centers where a complete set of management system is in place, so that if anything happens to your pipeline, how you tackle the pipeline incidents. Another thing which is being used is that satellite imaging for monitoring your pipeline encroachments and anything happens in the pipeline or not. And then UAV is another technology which is being used by pipeline industries to monitor their ROUs. We are also using UAVs, but still the government regulations is not very supportive to use these UAVs in extensively, because cross-country pipelines, there are hundreds and hundreds of kilometers of pipeline to be monitored. It is very difficult with the UAVs that governments is now allowing to use the pipeline detections. Now we are using different other technologies, the pipeline intrusion detection systems and other things, OFC-based systems, which are to monitor whether there is a third-party intrusion in the ROU or not, so that you can manage the incidents properly. Another things which is being used is Geo Hazard Analysis. This is another things which are being used extensively. By taking a satellite image or by taking your GIS mapping, you can analyze anything if there is any geohazard in your system. And I want to show one incident that if you see the topmost figure, when one pipeline was laid, there was a certain distance has been maintained from the river bed, and after 10 years it almost exposed in the pipeline. So using that geohazard analysis, you can monitor that how it has been happened and how the things are in place. We want to just for a demo, if you, I think it is not available, demo is not available here. So this is there are if you have a satellite image of year-to-year basis, if you have storage of those images, and then you can analyze that actually how the riverbed has changing. So you can monitor that. Even if you don't have those images in your system, you can take help of Google. Google stores all the images, and you can use that particular image to check that how the riverbed is changing and how it is being it is coming towards the pipeline, and how your pipeline is getting exposed. Even the encroachments are also being, GAIL also monitor encroachments using this particular technology. So if suppose one encroachment happened, we can analyze that when exactly it has happened by taking this image. For the pipelines, that one of the major tool, as I have told, it is underground pipeline is very difficult to assess the health of the pipeline. So you have to use some technologies to know the health of the pipeline. Pipeline industry use extensively the ILI tools, that intelligent pigging tools, which monitors. It is just like a endoscopy on human body, and these particular pigs generally takes all the data. This is a completely computerized system with many sensors in it, so that you can have exact defects of the pipeline, and you can analyze those pipelines defects, and you can take actions accordingly. There are many other tools which you can have a combination of those tools to have the assessment of those defects. The major challenge in these pipelines is that the pipelines which are non-piggable, which you cannot do the pigging activities to analysis the health of that particular pipeline, that is very difficult to manage. And if you can't clean the pipeline, if you don't know the health of the pipeline, at gas pipeline it is very difficult to stop a gas pipeline, because we don't have a storage of gas. For liquid pipeline, you can take outage of the liquid pipeline and you can do the necessary testing, but for the gas pipeline, it is difficult. That is why it is more dangerous that for the non-piggable pipelines, the health monitoring is very important. There are many techniques available to look after the health of the non-piggable pipelines. There are some MTM technologies, the magnetic tomography method, you can use that. We can use the DA technology, direct assessment technology, to assess that. Data analytics is one of the major things. You have got so many data of your pipelines that has to be analyzed properly, and you have to take actions. You have to do the risk analysis. There are many inputs in those particular pipelines where you have to have your dashboard. From the dashboard, you can know your good pipeline, your bad pipeline. You can take actions to mitigate those risks. IoT is another action. Most of the pipeline operator has SCADA system in it. So you can use those SCADA system to get the sensor data from the pipelines and associated system, and you can use those things to integrate your data analytics. There are some advanced technologies also available, like artificial intelligence and robotic pipeline inspections, digital twin. These type of things are now coming up, and industries are using it. Learning and training is another important factor. You have to train your young engineers with some virtual reality training development, smart glass type of things, which in plants it is being used, because now the engineers are mostly white collared. They don't go to the field and use their hands to learn the things. You have to, they have to know the things using a virtual reality training module. So you have to use those techniques to learn them. Thank you.